But he insists this isn't a Christmas gift. After all, if you practice seriously, you can write a great book. Yes, but practicing is key. Hoke smiled politely at Daisy, truly a gentleman. As time flies, their teacher-student friendship deepens. In just a few years, Bride decides to get Mom a new Cadillac, but little did he expect. Hoke shockingly bought the old car through a dealership loan. Bride was confused. Wouldn't it have been cheaper for Hoke to buy it directly from Daisy? But Hoke didn't want to take it. He hasn't paid Daisy yet, and feels a bit embarrassed. Maybe Hoke can use the old car if Daisy dislikes Britt's new one. Shortly after, Daisy's brother Walter turned 90. He prepared gifts for the celebration in faraway Mobley. Bride couldn't go due to a meeting. Daisy was understandably nervous for her first outing and took it out on Bride. Hoke, like a mixologist, blended the mood with humor and care. Just before they left, Bride handed Hoke $50 for emergencies. Once Hoke and Mom set off, Bride finally let out a long sigh. It was also Hoke's first time leaving Georgia. Daisy sat in the back seat, map in hand, directing Hoke. Hoke mentioned that his daughter married a train porter talk about a colourful life. He's been many places, but Hoke isn't a fan of roaming. This is his first trip. Just before noon, they stopped by a lakeside for lunch. Hoke raved about how unrivaled Edra's eggs were. Daisy, in high spirits, stared at the lake and reminisced about her first trip to Mobley for Walter's wedding at age 12. Back then, she thought Gulf of Mexico was the ocean, but at 12, it mattered not. She requested her father if she might immerse her hand in the water, only to end up being teased by him for being overly timid. At that very moment, 2 patrol officers suddenly showed up, interrupting Daisy's joyful reminiscence. Because Hoke is black, the 2 officers came for a routine check and only let them go after examining their ID. Their conversation was laced with condescension, and understandably, the 2 were tense. After half an hour of driving, Daisy realized they were lost, so Hoke had to pull over on a country road, and Daisy instinctively blamed him for the error. What a brilliant plan! They had to return one after another, with tension and frustration making Daisy sweat profusely. By dusk they arrived at a gas station. After Daisy used the restroom, they could continue their journey. However, since they got lost earlier, they hadn't reached their destination. This made Daisy complain, eyeing the officer's inspection and fretting over friends' and family's opinions. Hoke felt Daisy was hinting at something, so he asked to pull over for a bathroom break. After driving for a while, he finally stopped. With nearly 70 under his belt, still asking Daisy if he should use the restroom felt a bit embarrassing. Not long after Hoke got out, the dark night added tension, making him want to find a safer spot, but he hesitated. Not long after Hoke got out, with the dark surroundings and croaking frogs, Daisy started feeling a bit scared. She shouted for Hoke outside the window. He soon appeared. Upon seeing him, Daisy feigned calm and regulated her emotions. At last, Daisy arrived at her brother's birthday party. Bride called to congratulate him and check on how Hoke and Mom were doing along the way. However, Daisy worried that Hoke might spoil some of her awkward moments, so she quickly hung up under the pretense of going for cake. Time flies, and in the blink of an eye, several years pass. Now Bride sported a head of grey hair. Meanwhile, Hoke is still working here, cherished by everyone like family. One day, Hoke dropped by a textile factory for a chat with Bride and mentioned his cousin's wife wanted to hire him as a driver, a subtle hint for a pay raise. Bride instantly caught his drift and encouraged him to speak his mind. Shortly thereafter, a significant event unfolded at Daisy's residence. The housekeeper, Edra, sadly passed away while watching TV, and peas she just picked fell all over. Edra's funeral was held at a small church, and Daisy and Hoke attended the farewell. Daisy felt some sadness for Edra, who had been with her for so many years. After losing Edra, Daisy's life became tougher, as she had to manage many things herself. Even in the overgrown backyard, following Hoke's advice, Daisy planted tomatoes, trying to make life just a bit better. Time flies, autumn fades into winter. One day, the coal burned out, leaving only a blanket and candles for warmth. Hoke braved the snow, bringing coal and her favorite hot coffee. This surprise warmed Daisy's heart. With snow falling heavily, Hoke had nothing else to do, and Daisy wished he would stay and keep her company. Just then, Bri's phone rang. While he was worried about his mom, he couldn't match Hoke's thoughtful. After much effort, Bri was finally named Business Person of the Year in 1966, feeling like he was on a podium. But for those retro folks who despise wealth, this was seen as a result of cunning wealth among Jews. One day, a nearly 90-year-old Daisy went to church and happened to witness an attack. What an unlucky coincidence. Although Daisy looked incredulous, she had a hidden insight within her. On their way home, Hoke brought up old memories and shared stories about a childhood friend, Porter. He recalled one day playing with Porter, where Porter's father was tied up while flies buzzed around, scaring Hoke so much he almost tossed his cookers. Upon hearing this, Daisy felt anger and confusion. She thought this was a different matter altogether, not the same as the church incident. She always opposed racial discrimination and advocated for freedom and equality. The famous civil rights leader Martin was Daisy's idol. Recently, Martin was scheduled to deliver a speech in Atlanta, and Daisy got an invitation. However, Bri was unable to accompany her because of business commitments, so he asked Hoke to go with her instead. Unexpectedly, Hoke was shocked by the decision. "What exactly are you asking me?" "I just meant Bri asked me to go with you. Where am I supposed to go next time?" "You asked me. I don't need to say more. Let's just head out." Speaking of changes, Hoke's straightforwardness caught Daisy off guard. She could only calm down on her own, trying to deal with what came next. Hey, don't miss subscribing. Thanks for watching.